Welcome to Buckeyes Tomorrow Morning for Wednesday, December 20th. I'm your host, Tom Orr. The Cotton Bowl game against Missouri in 9 days. The game against Michigan in 346 days. Early signing day is today. If you want to keep up with all the news involving the Buckeyes, might be some late drama involving the class. Buckeyes currently coming into early signing day with the second-ranked class in the nation. Will they be able to hang on to that? We will all find out together on Wednesday. We're going to be starting a live signing day special at 9 a.m. on Wednesday at youtube.com/Buckeye Huddle. The whole Buckeye Huddle team will be there. Again, 9 a.m. on Wednesday, a live, extended, early signing day spectacular. You can find it at youtube.com/Buckeye Huddle. If you are not already subscribed to our channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified when we go live. Should be a lot of interesting stuff to talk about on Wednesday morning. And of course, we'll have the Ryan Day signing day press conference coming as part of that feed for you at noon. So hours and hours of Ohio State early signing day coverage. We'll probably be talking a little bit about the bowl games and all that kind of stuff as well. So make sure you join us on Wednesday morning for that. All right. So on with the rest of the show. Today, you're going to be hearing from several Ohio State players on the defensive side of the ball, talking about the Cotton Bowl game against Missouri, talking about potential NFL draft decisions for next year, even a little bit about quarterback Devin Brown and what they've seen from him in practice. We're going to start with Sonny Styles, one of the most popular players on the team. He was in that bandit safety spot in the last couple of games of the season after Lathan Ransom went down with an injury. And he was asked about the opportunity the Buckeyes have had in the month of December, just that month of bowl prep. You always hear about teams that are going for their sixth win, talking about how important that is. Why is that month so important?
Yeah, I think the bowl prep month is huge. I feel like last year I took a huge step in preparing for that game against Georgia. So I think it's huge for the young guys and really everyone just to take a step back and look at every little thing you need to work on leading up to this game. So I think it's a huge month to get better, and it's you get a big chance to prepare for a game. So you got 4 weeks to prepare for one team. So I think it's a huge opportunity.
When you talk about bowl prep, people probably think, well, you're just talking about preparing for the bowl, but there's a lot more that goes into it. December is a chance for some of the older guys to maybe heal up a little bit, which means a chance for some of the younger guys to get a little more experience and get reps they maybe didn't get during the course of the season. Styles sort of expanded on that and why that makes it such an important month.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, everyone has the opportunity to get better and work on little things. But yeah, it feels like they try to take care of our bodies a little bit. So you do try to put a young guy under the wing and trying to help them out through these practices. They're getting more reps than they usually do, so they might be out there getting yelled at a little more than they usually do. So you just try to help them out a little bit.
Now on to Jordan Hancock. When Sonny Styles moved over to the bandit position, Jordan Hancock took over the full time in the slot, that sort of nickel position, that slot safety position, whatever you want to call it. That was Jordan Hancock's spot this sort of towards the end of the season in a full-time role. What is the motivation for this team as they head into the Cotton Bowl? Obviously coming off of a loss to Michigan, some of their big goals for the season now gone. What's the motivation for this team headed into the Cotton Bowl?
Motivation is got to win this game. We got to have something to show for at the end of the year. We had a great year, so just hold up a trophy at the end of the year. The bowl we're finna play in, so get the young guys out there, get reps. So everything's going to be important, but this game is going to be extremely important to us.
Hancock had himself a pretty darn good season. Played, sort of an increasing role as the season went along. How did he feel his season went? How would he grade his performance this year?
My play this year, I'm just proud of myself, learning a whole new position, taking on run fits and tackling, just everything. I really had to play every position in the secondary. So it was just a great year for me to learn, and I would say my future would be bright just learning different positions. So, yeah.
Last year, Jordan Hancock was playing outside corner, at least when he was healthy. This season, got moved into the slot and again took on a bigger role and had a pretty successful season. So how big of an adjustment was that hit for him to go from the outside to the slot?
I was always adjusted to, like, out of high school, I played a little bit of safety, so I like hitting and stuff. It was just more like the run fits, the run schemes, the front seven, just being in the front seven. Really just what I had to learn. So Coach Walt taught me a lot of that stuff.
Hancock is one of a number of Buckeyes who is still sort of weighing his decision in terms of whether to come back for 2024 or whether to turn pro. How much does having that loss to Michigan, another loss to Michigan, 3 in a row, falling short of the rest of the Big Ten, the team's goals, the Big Ten championship game, all that kind of stuff, how much does that factor into that decision?
It weighs a lot, It could be underwhelming coming in here with a great class. Like, my class was outstanding. A lot of future players that are going to play on Sunday. Is just, we kind of want something to show for when we all graduate, and we're just stuck in between. So we're talking to each other, communicating with each other.
Hancock was a very important piece of a very good Ohio State defense, and he was named honorable mention All Big Ten. He was asked about that. I think, the general consensus is that seemed like maybe that was not quite a high enough honor for him. What did Hancock think of that?
I don't know. I really don't know. I was kind of disappointed at that. It was a goal of mine, but film doesn't lie for real. So everyone knows I made plays out there. It was an impact player, but it was just underwhelming not getting that achievement. But hopefully I get it in the future.
Hancock and the defense have seen more of Devin Brown, Ohio State's presumptive starting quarterback for the Cotton Bowl, than just about anyone else outside the program. So what did Hancock think of the play of Devin Brown?
His legs, he can extend plays, and he has a really good deep ball. Like, he's on the money with the deep ball. Just really his extending of plays, because, that makes us cover for maybe 3 extra seconds, and the receiver can get off us. So probably that.
In addition to facing the Ohio State quarterbacks every day in practice, of course, the secondary goes up against the Ohio State wide receivers as well, which means, we've all seen Marvin Harrison and Emeka Ibuka and guys like that. What about the younger wide receivers? What about the 4 freshmen this year? Have those 4 guys started really stepping up a little bit in bowl practice? And this is going to actually be 2 answers kind of put back to back here, because the second part is about next year.
Yeah, those young receivers, they give us fits in practice. Like, people don't know their names yet, like Noah. Everyone knows Carnell, but Noah, Bryson, Brandon, and those freshman receivers really, they give us a good look out there, and they make us compete with them. Yeah, we won't have any drop-off. We're losing Marvin, but those kids, they're going to be ready next year, so I'm excited for them.
Now on to linebacker Cody Simon. He had the opportunity to turn pro and decided against it. He was the only player that we talked to earlier in the month who said definitively he was definitely coming back, even though he had a chance to potentially go to the NFL. So what went into that decision?
There's a lot that goes into it, and wanting to complete your goals that you set for yourself, and there's so many team goals that I want to still complete, and we haven't done a great job completing them the past couple of years. So I think that I want to be able to go and accomplish those goals and win a Big Ten championship again and beat the team at North. And so I think it's a lot of unfinished business and something that I want to complete.
More from Cody Simon now, coming off that Michigan loss of the opportunity to play for the Big Ten championship, loss of an opportunity to play for the national championship. How do you as a team bounce back and refocus after all of that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tough type of thing to shift your focus, but I mean, especially when you spend your whole year on something. But every season has their own little wins and little accomplishments, and I think that's a big part for us. We want to end the year off on a really good note.
And finally, much like Jordan Hancock, Cody Simon seemed to take on a bigger role as the season went along. How would he evaluate his season?
I think playing my role as well as I can. I think there were a lot of times where the coaches calling me to fill a role and make a difference in the games, and I think my ability to step in and contribute and to make plays for the defense really helped the success of the team. And I'm thankful that the coaches allow me to be in that position. And again, those are the little wins each game.
And finally, our last player of the day, defensive tackle Tyleik Williams, always one of the most popular players, but sort of entertaining, well-liked players, especially among the fan base. So let's hear a little bit from Tyleik Williams. Why did he and why are so many other guys choosing to play in the bowl game right now with seemingly not that much on the line?
I just say we worked so hard for this season. Why not end it on a good note? We don't want to end it on a loss. Last year we ended on a loss, so I think we're playing a good team. But I think we have enough here to go down there and compete with them guys. So we don't want to end it on a bad note for next season. If you're coming back or not. But I think it's a good motivation going into next year.
Tyreek is still deciding whether or not to come back himself. Did the sudden end of this, effectively the season after the Michigan loss and the loss of their goals and sort of that feeling of unfinished business, did that play into his decision? And is that going to play into his decision on whether or not to come back?
I'll say, yeah, definitely. It came on me quick, so I wasn't expecting it. But when you play good, good opportunities arise. But, only having one good year, that's definitely motivation to come back, not winning anything with my class. So, it's a lot to think about. But right now I'm just focused on Missouri.
Tyreek Williams is one of those guys who you hear about doing a lot of growing and maturing during the course of his career at Ohio State. Now he is one of the veterans and sort of helping to guide the younger guys. So what does he tell the younger guys about the opportunity they've had this month?
I would say just continue being a leader and just showing them that, this is not like an off time. You gotta get better during this period, because going into next year is motivation. You can show the coaches what you can do. And like I said, unlock new opportunities for you next year. So I wouldn't advise people to take this time off as a break or anything like that. You got to keep working.
And finally, let's talk about one of those younger guys. Let's talk about Hero Kanu, young defensive tackle. Seemed like he was taking on a bigger role during the course of the season and is sort of on track to take on a much bigger role next year. What has Tyreek Williams seen out of Hero Kanu?
Hero is a freak. He's a monster. He's a big dude, big fast dude. I think he'll show that the next year, definitely. He's smart. He's focused. He's not anywhere else but on football right now. So I think he's doing himself a big favor.
Well, if you guys enjoyed that show, do make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That helps other folks find those shows on YouTube. And if you are listening on a podcast platform, leave us a 5-star rating and review. We would appreciate that. We'd also appreciate you guys joining us for our live early signing day show, 9 a.m. on Wednesday. We'll be going all morning through that Ryan Day press conference at noon. So make sure you join us at youtube.com/Buckeye Huddle. Should be a lot to talk about. We'll talk about the recruiting class. We'll probably talk a little bit about the bowl game. Whatever else you guys want to talk about, you can find us there. Looking forward to seeing all of you guys in the comments there. So that will do it for today. Thank you guys all for joining us. Have a great day. We will talk to you tomorrow.